What's up, everyone? You are tuned into the Pennsylvania Rock Show, episode number 791. We just heard Up Into the Dreams and their track Hot in Here, but it's not Nelly this time, which may be one of the most interesting song titles we've had on here in a while. We also heard from Inco Fido and their song 876. If you're not familiar with the show, we do this each and every Monday. We're going to switch to 7 p.m. here shortly for the live interviews, but the radio show is available online at 10 p.m. The same night as the interviews. With me tonight are some of the members of MSJR.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, gentlemen?
Hello, hello. We got 50% of us.
Why don't you take a moment and introduce yourselves and let everybody know who you are and what you do in the band.
Absolutely. I'm Jonathan Vanaskie. I am the vocals and the rhythm guitar.
My name's Anthony Farine. I play the lead guitar.
I'm Zach Saraki. I play drums in MSJR.
Okay, so we're going to start out with like the generic, what you get asked on almost every interview ever kind of questions. And then we're going to shift into the oddball questions that are what my show is known for. Usually when I ask this question, I don't know what to expect. I do know the answer to this one, but could you tell everyone why your band is called MSJR?
Yeah, absolutely. So MSJR stands for Michael Spade Jr. That was my best friend that passed away from suicide 13 years ago. And we dedicate all of our music, everything we write, everywhere we go, to his name and the idea of suicide prevention awareness.
And we're going to listen to a track a little bit later that I'm assuming has something to do with those lines, being that it's nominated as Social Impact Song of the Year with the Josie Awards.
Yeah, you're talking about Burnin', correct?
Correct.
Yep, absolutely. It does have to do a little bit with that. It also has to do with the state of the world as well.
Well, since I brought it up, why don't you tell us a little bit about the track?
Yeah. Does anybody else want to take this? Zach?
I mean, I do like that we reference the past with the future, but I mean, I think you can dive into that a little bit better.
Yeah. So Burnin', I wrote that in 2024, kind of projecting out. But we connect, like Zach was saying, the past to the present, where I talk about World War I, World War II, and kind of just how history repeats itself, trying to remind the world not to go down the same rabbit hole. And hopefully we can pull ourselves out of that before it becomes too late.
And Derek Woods, who has been on the show, is featured on that track, correct?
That is correct. Yes, he actually is a co-producer on the track as well.
How did that come about?
So all of us, the way that we met was at Derek's open mic, and I played that song for an open mic one time, and he approached me. He was very impressed by the lyrics and stuff, and kind of asked to be on the song as a co-producer. He really wanted to be behind it. And then I asked him just like, hey, if you're going to co-produce it, why don't you write a verse? We'll throw you on the track, and we'll make this thing really work. And it's kind of the rest is history. We did that song, in one night or 2 nights? I can't remember. You guys remember?
We revisited it because didn't Tony do a second day on the guitar solo there?
Yeah, I mean he spent a whole day on the guitars.
No, we did Burnin' in, I believe, one studio session.
It was one studio session.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of our favorite times in the studio for sure.
What studio do you guys use? Do you do your own? Do you have your own studio, or do you go out and use somebody else's?
We always use Dan Blake Productions at the Schoolhouse Studio.
I'm actually not familiar with that one. Where's that located at?
So
It's
what is it? I think
Youngwood.
Armburst.
Armburst.
Armburst. Yeah, Armburst.
Yeah, which is near Youngwood, like south, sort of near Greensburg.
Yeah.
I do know where that is. My kids go to Greensburg Central Catholic, which is South Greensburg.
Yeah, it's not too far from there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we did our first studio album. We just released another song called Toxic that came all from Daniel Blake Productions.
I actually have Toxic lined up for tonight's show too. We're gonna play them back to back. So I'm gonna get all the general stuff out of the way. So the next thing I want to do real quick is I'm gonna switch screens and we're gonna look at your website for a second. And while we're doing that, it does mention the Josie nominated award, Social Impact Song of the Year. We're going to touch on that a little bit more later. But while I have it pulled up, why don't you tell us about some of your upcoming events that you have going on?
I'm going to pass that over to Zach.
Oh, I can't read that close. Next one we have, I think, is Dogfish Head Brewery in Delaware, Rehoboth. So that's huge. I think that is all 6 of us. So is it? I think maybe it's 4.
It's going to be 5. I don't think Nick James is going to make the trip. But yeah, we're bringing pretty much the full band out to Rehoboth Beach this Friday. Or no, it's Saturday at 9:00 at the Dogfish Head. It's Eatery and Brew is what it's called. It's not the main one, but it's right off the beach. It's the main road going to the beach, actually.
And then after that, where's that Fire Pit Grill in Irwin?
Yep. Yeah, Fire Pit after that. And then we have 2 other ones. And the one I want to really highlight is actually we have Oktoberfest. This is going to be our 2nd year hosting Oktoberfest for Stonebridge Brewing out of Johnstown, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that one's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm also going to pop up your merch store here real quick, just to give an idea to people what they can find. I'm assuming most of this is available at your shows as well.
Yeah, everything except for the teddy bear and the youth fleeces. I didn't get any of those ordered, but I am glad that I switched over all of my stuff so that you can actually see the merch site. That actually just went up last week, so that's awesome. But yeah, we just had a great show. We did not to get off track, but it has to do with the merchandise because we did a great sale where we were doing a fundraiser for Ray of Hope, which is the suicide prevention task force of Westmoreland County. And we raised over $2,000 between us and Sugar Magnolia Blooms, which is a friend of ours that does flowers. And all of those proceeds went to Ray of Hope. But it was cool because we were out on the street in Latrobe, Pennsylvania for Rusty Musket. And I think there was good 30 to 40 people that showed up just on the street out of nowhere to listen to us play.
Very cool. A lot of your shows, if I remember correctly, you end up donating the money, correct?
A lot. We do a lot of fundraising. Now, there are shows obviously that we play because we have to be able to fund like the albums and stuff. But most of this is about making creating the awareness. And I've done personally in my hometown a couple other fundraisers for suicide awareness that I'm looking to build a very big festival here next year where we would headline and bring some bands from Pittsburgh, from Maryland, from New Jersey, all to this little town called Shamokin, Pennsylvania, and raise money for all sorts of different charities that have to do with suicide.
So Shamokin, you're out like Route 85, right?
81.
Okay.
And 61. It's off of 81 and Route 61 runs straight through it. I actually live right off of Route 61.
I think there's West Shamokin, maybe I was thinking of.
Yeah, a lot of people out here confuse when I say Shamokin, they think it's West Shamokin. Yeah. But there's an original Shamokin, Pennsylvania. It used to be one of the biggest cities actually in Pennsylvania. and it was up for the national capital in the 1920s, and then electricity happened. And it's never recovered.
All right, we're going to take our first break. We'll be right back with MSJR. Hey, it's that time of the show where I am spinning the wheel on behalf of Drusky Entertainment in cooperation with Music from the 412 to give one of our listeners 2 tickets to select Drusky Entertainment show. This one happens to be for September 18th at Jurgles, featuring Blood Union with Chip and the Charge Ups and Broom. I have 2 names on the wheel, but a zillion times. Okay, not that many. It's really easy to get your name on the wheel. You just have to go to musicfrom412.com/contest. Click on the event you're interested in, fill out the form, and share that page. With that said, I have Lily Six and Keith Laydig. I'm just going to leave them on there every other, like I have it right now. And I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel, and we're going to find out who's winning. It's going to be Lily, or is it going to be Keith? And the answer to that question is Keith Laydig. So, Keith, keep an eye on your email. You'll be receiving an email from me and a follow-up email from Drusky Entertainment where they explain to you how to pick up those tickets. And we're headed back to our interview with MSJR here on the Pennsylvania Rock Show. So, like the normal great DJ and host I am, I forgot to mention that we were going to hear 2 tracks from MSJR, both Burnin' and Toxic, which we kind of mentioned a little bit earlier. But let me bring them back up onto the screen here. Hey,
Hello,
so
everybody.
you kind of told us a little bit about Burnin'. Is there a story with Toxic you want to tell before I move into my crazy questions?
The only story I have behind Toxic is I wrote it based on a relationship, and then that led into, as lyrics do and as this music does, because I'll write the music, I send it to these guys, and they do the magic, really. I'm just the lyricist for the most part. And it evolved into more about talking about toxic relationships, because I know everybody has toxic relationships in their life, but not only relationships, environments. And then we want to relate it back to how toxic the music industry can be. Not that it always is. And we've learned in the reggae industry that it's really not. A lot of people are more uplifting in the reggae industry. But I've been in different industries where they tell you what to wear, what to say, and they kind of try to control you. So we're trying to manipulate it into that.
Now, you mentioned reggae. Your genre is kind of a fusion of multiple genres, reggae and would you say jazz and rock? And
yeah, we're definitely a little jazzy. I think we throw some blues in there. This one has a Latin feel to it. I don't even claim this as a reggae song. This is more of a Latin rock song.
So let's say I'm headed into those questions I keep foreshadowing. So you're headed out on tour, and for some unknown reason, you hire me to drive your van. What kind of music are we going to be listening to in between show stops?
Heavy metal.
Yeah, I grew up on that kind of stuff. But as of right now, I've been like bumping Ballyhoo all the time, and they're a smaller reggae band from I think Maryland or Delaware or something. That's my go-to right now.
They're smaller, but they're bigger. They're much bigger than us.
Yeah.
Ballyhoo is well known. Bumpin' Uglies as well. I would say that personally, the 2 of us listen to a lot of Stick Figure. I don't know about Zach right now, but like I have a lot of influence from Stick Figure. I grew up on reggae, mostly actually Bob Marley, and then Rebelution, Soja. I listen to all the bands that we just mentioned, and then we get a little bit of influence from Kyle Smith, who is more of a ska punk band that's out right now too.
We love AJ and Big Justice too. They're
That for the longest time I thought I hated ska, and it turned out I just hated the hard rock sound system.
Fair. That's fair.
It's the first time I saw a ska band. I'm like, this is terrible. And then I saw it in other places. Like, no, it really isn't.
No,
And then
it gets you up and moving. It makes you dance a little bit. There's actually skanking is what it's called. You skank to the music. It's a lot of fun. People get in a circle and skank.
That's my kids play. I have a daughter who's playing the sax and the clarinet, and my other daughter plays the flute. My son plays almost every instrument that you could probably think of off the top of your head right now.
Love it. Love seeing like the youth playing and stuff. My son just started playing drums, and I think he's influenced by Zach a little bit.
Nice. That's my son bought a guitar on Saturday, an electric guitar, and has been messing around with the bass since March. So he's all over the place. I told him on Saturday he's not buying drums.
Well, if you need a great guitarist to teach him, there's one sitting next to me that he definitely could teach him a lot.
To be honest, he in one day has already been playing. Like Saturday when he bought the guitar, I'm like, "Are you gonna play anything?" He's like, "I don't know how to play this instrument." Yesterday he was playing Metallica and Deep Purple.
Great.
Oh, I don't even remember who else. Bon Jovi. Like not the whole songs, but like he's figuring it out already from having been playing the bass for the last couple months. But he plays like I'd say 7 instruments well enough that he could go up on stage and play them. And
That's awesome.
he's only taken lessons for the trumpet, really.
what is it? Did you say?
17.
17 plays trumpet.
Mm-hmm.
We would love to have him. If you guys are ever around or we have a show near you, please come on out. We'll have him right up with us. We'll tell him what we're playing, and he can jump right in.
It's I haven't made this announcement yet, but I'm actually for the 800th episode of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. I'm gonna have my kids on, which is I always try and do something on those 100 marks. And the other day I was like, I wonder if they do that. And now every day they're like, when are we going to record this? I'm like, it's not until November. But,
yeah, man, we would love to have him on. Like I said, that'd be a lot of fun.
Cool. I will let him know. He does not like. This is funny. I took him to see some bands at the Pittsburgh Shrine Center, and my daughters were really into it, and he really clearly wasn't. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I love making music. I really don't need to be here. I was like, okay.
I get it. The way I started was just making music. I wasn't about playing out. I kind of got forced into playing out by some friends and family when I moved out here, which thank God they did that because I got to meet like some of the best friends I've ever had.
All right, so we're at like 2.5 minutes in this segment. I'm going to throw in one of those crazy questions. You are standing at the crossroads that Robert Johnson was standing at when he sold his soul to the devil to become the best guitarist of his time. Why are you standing there?
Ooh.
To fight.
To fight? To fight the devil?
To do like a Devil Went Down to Georgia thing and compete with him and for like a golden guitar or something.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
He wants the golden guitar. I want the pick of destiny personally.
So you're going to fight Dave Grohl, which is a question I'm going to ask you later, sort of. And let's see. I got another one for you. You're leaving a show, and there's a DeLorean sitting out there with its door up in the air and a flux capacitor in the back. Where are you going in time, and what band are you going to hang out with while you're there?
Ooh, well, I'm easily going and meeting Bob. I've already been to his childhood house in 9 Mile. I got to be there where he's buried. He's actually buried 6 feet above because that's what they believe in the Rastafarianism religion. And that was such a spiritual moment. But I would love to hop in the DeLorean and actually meet him, maybe write a song with him. You guys got to answer now.
I would say, I would probably say I'd want to meet Black Sabbath because that's the band that got me playing guitar when I was a kid. Just to see some of those riffs in person.
I'm gonna go Chris Farley. I'd go hang out with him in the Saturday Night Live crew. My AOL username was Marley Farley fan because all I did was listen to Bob Marley and watch Chris Farley, and I love that guy to death. So that was that. I don't know, that passing changed the trajectory of comedy forever, and I just that was one of the people that I wish was still here today.
So when you said his name, the first thing that popped into my head was in a van down by the river.
Oh yeah, not cool.
That and that guy in a small jacket.
That guy.
Yeah. Zach just gave me an idea.
I have not heard that from anybody.
Comedy reggae song, Marley Farley. That would be great.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take our second break. This time, I'm gonna remember to mention who we're gonna listen to. We're gonna hear from Fubar and their song "State of Mind" and "Higher Vibration." Higher Vibration, "Going Home." And for those of you that are familiar with the band, you'll notice we're kind of doing the reggae thing now. We'll be right back. Hey, we're back on the Pennsylvania Rock Show, episode number 791. If you're just tuning in, with me are half of the members of MSJR, and I just got challenged off the air, so now they're in trouble. Okay, so first I got to ask my official and unofficial questions before I forget, and I did tell my kids these ones ahead of time. You guys don't get that benefit. The first one... The official question I kind of hinted towards earlier, it's who's your Dave Grohl? And by that, I mean, who would you want to go up on stage with and perform one of their original songs? Because the Foo Fighters are known for dragging people up out of the stage, on stage, and harassing them out of the crowd and then letting them play.
Stick figure. Only because I know so much of it. There's a lot of people that I would want to. We just got done at a festival called Lionheart where I met one of the people I grew up listening to, which is Mike Love, and I prayed that he would call me up, but that didn't happen.
I'm going Less Than Jake. My boys from Florida down here. I've been wearing this all day, hoping that someone, actually one of the bands that I saw, did open up for them, saw them yesterday. They opened up for Less Than Jake, and I've seen them over 25 times. Every time I'm like, I'm going to have the courage to ask them to play. I know all their songs, at least one of them, and I don't know. I don't think it will ever happen because it's just, they're too big, but I don't know.
You never know.
That is a dream. That is a dream of mine, absolutely. So that's a good question.
If you open up for the supervillains, there's no reason that can't happen.
Yeah.
I have a sign that hangs in my classroom. It's a Wayne Gretzky quote. It's you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So
Yep.
that's my advice for you. If you get a chance to ask.
Yeah. My dad had that hanging everywhere in the house.
Everything else in my classroom is superheroes, but I have penguin logos and a Wayne Gretzky quote. They don't fit, but they do. You have a thought?
How about you?
Yeah, that's a tough one, but I don't know. I mean, we do cover this stick figure song. I think that's a good one because we do cover this stick figure song that one of my favorite covers to play, and after playing it a million times now, I think I could get up there with you.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Yeah.
We did actually, the two of us got to get up on stage with HR from Bad Brains. And what was that cover that we did?
It was Day Tripper. And he does like a reggae version of Day Tripper by the Beatles. And it was pretty cool. It was a jam. It was
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was another spiritual moment that happened. For sure, for me at least.
Okay, so this question may eventually lead into like the podcast I do when I retire. What is the best pizza you've had because you're a musician?
You gotta ask this guy. He does taste test every Tuesday for pizza.
The best pizza that I've had is Nick Jimmy's.
I will second that without a hesitation. Nick Jimmy's pizza. If you don't know what it is, check it out. His pizza is some of the best pizza I've ever had. I've lived in New York and had their pizza, and he blows it out of the water.
And where's he located?
Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
That's a close one. I could do that one without retiring.
Yeah. He's been doing a lot at the the Greensburg Country Market or Farmers Market?
Farmers Markets on like Saturday mornings, I think it is. And he's been setting up there, and so if anybody gets a chance,
highly recommend it. You can also find him at any shows that we play because he's our other percussionist.
He's in our band, but we're not just saying that because he's in our band.
It's not just me. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm serious, 100% serious. He makes the best pizza that I have ever had.
Yep.
Is that a consensus?
I got to give Little E's in Greensburg some thunder too, man.
Little E's is also incredible. Yeah.
So if we're gonna stick with Greensburg, have you ever had Bubba's?
Yes. Yeah, I enjoy Bubba's as well. I actually wanted to reach out to them for some advertising because they're pretty good at it.
Yeah, we recently figured it's a story for off the air. Never mind. It's good. That's Bubba's, and Gianelli's is another one in the Greensburg area that's pretty good.
We have Gianelli's every time we go to the studio.
A lot of people like Joey O's, not so much my family, but in fact, my daughter's
right down the street. I still haven't had it yet, but I keep being told they say it's like sweet.
It's really sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter told me we're never buying it again. But a lot of people love it, so take your chance on it.
There's one in Ligonier. Next time you guys come to practice, we'll have some. If they're still open, I know they're selling the building, but if they have it, if you haven't had it yet, you have to at least try it because it's different.
It's really thin too.
That's something I like, and that's why I do like Nick Jimmy's. His crust is just the perfect amount of crust.
Cool. Hey, so we have about 3 minutes. I'm going to stick to sort of music questions now. So if you could meet your musical idol and sit down beside them and ask them one question, who would it be, and what would the one question be that you're going to ask? This is usually the question where I need to pull out the Jeopardy music.
I'm just trying not to speak first.
I'm ready to fire. I can handle it. Mac Reiner, he's the drummer in August Burns Red. I just want to know how he stays so committed because he's constantly just going to work. He's got his own farm, and he's touring, he's running a farm, he's teaching drum classes, and I mean he's just a madman behind the kit. Like when people think of the best drummer everybody throws around the icon names, but I throw around Mac Reiner because it's a different style. It's metal, but I mean, he's going to town on that thing, and I don't know how he does it. So that just his level of work effort is like, I don't know how he does it.
I like that. I would have to say Dave Matthews, actually, I would want to sit down with. I grew up with that as well. All of my friends did, and kind of kept the glue together between all of my friends in high school all the way to this point. But it's because of his lyrical content and the stories that he tells. I would want to pick his brain about how he comes up with that. I know a lot of it's life stories and stuff too, but then he has songs where he's just telling a story, and that's the area that I haven't really dove into in my lyrics yet, but I'd like to learn how to from him.
Well, one of my favorite blues guitarists is Stevie Ray Vaughan, and fun fact, I don't know if anybody knows, he played with 13 gauge strings, which are super heavy strings. So I would ask, how did you strengthen your hand to that point to play the way you did with super heavy strings?
I had 13 gauge on.
Yeah, because I mean, if I maybe is that a good exercise? Should I put 13 gauge strings on my electric and try to play like that? I don't know.
Give it a try. Why not?
I'm going to go back to the Wayne Gretzky's quote hanging on my wall.
I think it would hinder me very much, honestly.
All right, so we're down to like the last 10 seconds, but I'm going to ask another question anyway. So you mentioned shows, but how else could the listeners and viewers get in touch with you, get copies of your music, anything along those lines?
Yeah, we are on every single online store, Pandora, Spotify, Amazon, all those ones that you know about, Deezer, stuff like that, Tidal. They can do that, or they can just go to www.msjrmusic.com and be able to stream us from there and find all of our stuff. All of our social media is at MSJR_music as well.
Cool. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. And
thank you for having us. We're very excited that you asked us to be here.
You're welcome. Last two songs tonight we're going to hear are from Leticia Collini. She and I grew up in the same hometown, but I'm much older than her. Her track is called Sunset, Thinking About You. And then we're going to hear a new song to the show from a band called Blacklist Union. And the song is Slay the Dragon. That one doesn't really fit the theme for the night, but it was pretty cool.
I like it though. Slay the Dragon.
Yeah, that's us fighting the devil.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I do want to mention, I found this YouTube channel that I want to mention. It's called Drumeo, like drum and then EO. If you're not familiar with it, they have a playlist on there called The Genius Of, and they're like 30-minute videos about drummers and their style and how they play in different songs. And I'm not a drummer, but I found myself up pretty late last night when I should have been sleeping watching those videos. It was like I went down this hole that I couldn't get out of, and I'm probably going to do it again tonight. But so if anyone's looking to kill some time, Drumeo on YouTube's a cool place. But first, you want to go to Build the Scene.
Absolutely, Build the Scene Radio support.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.